Hey everybody, back with another video. I'm still messing with CPS2 boards, and I have several US boards, two Street Fighter Alphas. I have several A boards as well as several B boards to test and verify. I don't know what I'm going to run into, but we're going to start with this X-Men versus Street Fighter. Take a look at it. It does say here, corroded, I think is what it's supposed to say. Corroded motherboard, no something, parts only. So let me pause, clean up my work area, and let's look at that a little bit closer. All right, so four screws. I've already taken off the screws and stuff is broken. As you can see here, the case part is broken. So 4 screws, take off that, and look at the corrosion there. I don't know what leaked on this, whether it was Coca-Cola or what, but it is a mess. Here's the board. Definitely, I don't think this is worth doing anything to besides trying to neutralize it. I mean, look at that on the chips. I am going to go ahead and give this an acid bath, remove the chips, and try to clean them and save them potentially. But I think this board is too far gone to, like, I don't even know if the traces or anything would work. This is where the battery normally is, so maybe that battery exploded or something. I'm not sure. But I am going to clean it up real quick and come back and see what it looks like with you guys, just by doing some toilet bowl cleaner, removing the chips. And that case is a mess too, but at least, yeah, see how the standoffs are broken. Now I could super glue those back on, so at least we could potentially reuse this case. I don't know why I can't talk. But anyway, we'll see. Yeah, this board is definitely messed up. There's one of the legs, one of the chips that I pulled out. Here's another one. So those ROMs are definitely bad. I was able to pull out the PALs and stuff, but look at that right there. That chip is toast. There's no legs almost left on it, probably. Some of these could be saved, I guess, but we got to neutralize before it gets any further damage. Let me see if you can see that right there. Yeah, right here. Some legs came out. They're stuck in there. Same with that one right there. So, pretty bad. I mean, these sockets would need to be replaced. I mean, it's not worth my time trying to screw with this board, I don't think. Because who knows how many traces are bad. I mean, look at that. But you never know, I guess. All right, a little post toilet bowl cleaner shot here. And some of this, if you can see, some of these chips are really bad off. Still have like some rust and corrosion right there. You can see that. You can see it much better now, even on those resistor packs over there. This chip is really messed up. One of the customs, I think there's 3 of these on there, so that's in bad shape. But I think these 2 customs right here, which are identical, I believe, are they? No, they're different. These 2 I think are the same. This one's different. This one here is jacked up. You can see that right there. So definitely not worth my time trying to do anything with this. It is definitely just a parts board. I might clean it up one more time. And I have all the ROMs out, but even some of those actually are really bad off. I put it in this little thing here. There's all the ROMs. But some of the legs are broken off on these as well, so even these I don't think can be saved. I'll erase probably the ones that we can reuse. So enough of this acid board damage. I'm going to go back and let's actually try to work on some of the other boards, or test them at least. Alright, first up is this Street Fighter Alpha. And this is my working A boards, because I know I'm starting with a known good. I have a working USA A board right there. This one has a little bit of case damage, as you can see there. Oh, actually, I can see the original battery in there as well. When I see now, based off my previous video, I see those red batteries. I assume that they're original. I didn't know anything about Street Fighter Alpha, but I watched one of a YouTube video I'll link to up there of a retrospective that's like Street Fighter Alpha is really about remaking the original Street Fighter game before Street Fighter 2, which I found interesting. But let's power this on and see what we get. It's pressed in. Anything on the screen? Bam, I think it's suicided. Let me get this case. It's just a blank screen. Whenever you see a solid color like that, I suspect it's going to be a suicide situation where it lost its key. So let's get this case off and measure the battery. If it's low, then we'll have to hook up the Dark Soft kit on there to bring it back. Alright, I haven't turned it on yet. I measured the battery and it says it's 3.6 volts. So I would think that the key is still on there. So I just went ahead and mounted it on here. Let's see if it powers up. Boom. It wasn't seated in there right. So the board works, but because the case was so jacked up, I wasn't able to seat it all the way in. Street Fighter 2 Alpha. Awesome. Alright. Well, that was easy. I don't know how I'm going to fix it so it gets in the case better, but alright, another Street Fighter 2 Alpha. This one, the case is in much better shape. It was mounted to its own A board. Looks good. Street Fighter Alpha. Now, all of these are probably due for battery replacements, but I've kind of already shown that in a previous video, so nothing really interesting yet. So we got two Street Fighter Alpha boards. We'll see if one should be converted or not. I don't know. Alright, I got one of the A boards on, and I haven't taken it apart, but I did try to clean the edge connector just a little bit. I would honestly like to get in there and clean it with a fiberglass pencil, but this isn't mine, and I'm not going to spend too much time on, it's not mine, you know what I mean? So I'm just testing it for the arcade buffet. But I wanted to show the batteries that I just replaced. I just did 3 battery replacements on the B boards. And this one was original, I think, and I bet it was October of 93. That makes sense. Maxwell Super, October of 93, and it was still 3.6 volts. The other two were, that looks like October of 09 or September of 2010. And same thing there. Both of those had said they were replaced. That was for X-Men and one of the Alphas. So, anyway, let's plug this in and then put one of the new, whoops, sorry about that. See, battery replaced, 823. This is one of the Street Fighter Alphas, and again, I don't know if he wants me to do a conversion or not. I'm kind of interested to do one. Boom, still good with new battery. So nothing really exciting here going on. But if I find something, I'm going to film it. That's exciting. Starting to test some of these A boards. This is one of the A boards, but if you can see there, I already tried to power it on. Oh, come on now. Focus. Focus. Anyway, there's a pin that's bent. Hopefully I didn't screw that up. So definitely want to check these pins before you, is that because I got some type of weird focus thing going on? I have no idea. That's weird. Alright, fix that. Seems like it's working. I don't know about the sound. I'm not getting any audio at all. Huh. Let me get this on a tripod. Alright, so I got the test menu up and I went to configuration system and it was on stereo. I don't think that should make a difference, but game, we're going to get, okay, there. Let's do memory check. That was weird. Like, it didn't. Did it check the program ROM? Something seems a little off, doesn't it? Okay. That time I saw it. I don't know. I pressed down on the board a little bit. Kind of weird. Yeah, I'm not hearing jack shit. And I got the volume buttons are working. Huh. Well, we got a problem. We got a problem that we need to fix. No sound on this motherboard. Or at least that's what it appears like. I hooked up my external amp to the RCA and we're getting sound. So there must be a problem with the amp that is only on the JAMA connector. Let me turn that down some. So, yeah, I should do that on the other board too. Just make sure both audio outs are working. I got the case off, and while I have the case off, I'm gonna go ahead and wash. Probably not wash the board. I'll just blow off the little bit of dust that's on there. I'm going to clean the edge connector up with a pencil, fiberglass pencil. But I'm definitely going to wash the case, so and clean that fan the best I can, even though it's working. So, all right, I'll do that off camera and come back. Then we'll look at the audio. All right, I got the board on there. I have my alpha. Cleaned up the RCA connectors just a little bit. It was oxidized, so I used my Dremel and a wire wheel on that, fiberglass pencil on that. Not that that should make a difference. Now, let's see. I'll just power it on, make sure we have the same symptom. I always double check. Okay. There we go. What the heck? It's working. Why is that? Yep. Maybe it was just seating. Maybe it wasn't seating in all the way. I don't know. It seemed to make. Oh, hold on, let me turn it down. One of the things I was going to do is in my last video, if you power on while pressing the down, this right here, by pressing this button and power it on, it resets, I think, the audio DAC, which partially controls some of the sound, like up, down, volume, left, right, balance, and I think it does control the mono and stereo kind of stuff too. So, but yeah, it's working. Let me see if I. Yeah. It's left. It's right. Both channels are working. So now maybe I do need to try it with, this is a different B board. Let me try it with the other B board and just make sure something's the same. Well, it's working. I don't know, maybe it was just cleaning it up, I guess, cleaning the card edge and stuff. I mean, reseating the damn boards, I guess. I have no idea. I did do some research on the schematic. Let me see if I can show it here real quick. But this website here, PETITLFR, oh, can you see it right there? It's really good. Like if I go back, you can just click, I'm looking at the motherboard 93646A. You can just come to like the DAC area or the Q sound area, click on it, and it goes to the DAC. And you can see this chip here, 9176, or I think what gets reset is really this 9185. If you press and hold down the volume button, here you see the volume down button, press and hold that down, that resets this 9815, which is serializing data to the 9176, which is like the audio volume balance control thingamajiggy. But I didn't really have to mess with that. I don't know. But definitely coming from that 9176A is the mono out of line out number 2 that comes out and creates the mono, which then gets amplified. If I scroll over here, where's my amplifier? Right there. Which gets amplified by this TA8225. So the mono is getting amplified on board, whereas the left and right channels are getting amplified out of board. But whatever. I don't even know if you could hear all that. But it's definitely working. Sounds good. So that's one A board that's fully working and it's clean. Alright, this is another A board, and then I put my Alpha, or not mine, but the Street Fighter Alpha that's out of its case on there. Looks like it's booting. It's a little dirty. I might take it apart just to clean it, but it looks good. It has the seal on it, so it's never been taken apart. Yep, mono's working. Stereo's working. That's left. Right.
Street Fighter Alpha.
Memory check. Alright, this is the last A board that I need to test. South America, which it's orange, so I think that's South America, I'm pretty sure. This one has some replacement volume buttons going on here, which who knows if that's going to work. I might have to take this case apart anyway. But let me put the board on and then come right back. Here we go. That was interesting. You get a green background screen initially. That was kind of strange. Seems like it works. Hit test. Uh-oh. Inputs aren't working. I can't move my mouse. Whoops. What just happened? Power it off, power it back on. I'm pressing coin. I'm not getting any inputs. Test works, but if I hit my control, it's not doing anything. Alright, so we do have maybe something else to look at. Yeah, no inputs are working at all, so I have not investigated that. I'm going to tear it apart, clean it first, then we'll come back. I got the case off, but it's pretty messed up. Like, most of these standoffs are broken. There's 1, 2, 3. All the standoffs are broken. There's 4 of them. It's definitely dirty, as you can see, the fan. And then that's what it looks like for the volume, how they wired up the volume. Because I might have to desolder that. Definitely could use a card edge clean. And then I saw this little jumper there at HC. No, that's a 74 HC04, I guess. Wherever that's at. 4F maybe? Yeah, 4F. So I don't know exactly what that's doing. But I'm going to take it apart and clean it, and then we'll go from the bare board, see if we can figure out what's going on. Alright, time to wrap up this video. Let's see here. I Dremeled the RCA connectors, cleaned the edge connector, so we're going to just plug that in. I also glued a couple of the standoffs that you screw in, or case holders for the upper case. Screwed that in, cleaned the fan as well, some Windex, just light water, and blew dry it really quick. Let's see what we get. No, I guess I can't pivot all the way up, oh well. Booting. And there we go. I just had to adjust my volume here. We'll hit our test. Looks like our inputs are working. So I bet that could have been just an edge connector cleaning thing, is what I'm thinking. So seems like it's working okay. Memory check here. Let's do some sound. There we go. That's the mono speaker. And we'll turn on the stereo. And just test left and right here. That's right, left. So we know all that works. Alright, so I put the cases back together, even this Street Fighter Alpha, as you can see here. It was broken on this side. I had to glue in some of the standoffs, like I was showing before, like this. These are all broken off the top. But I got enough in there so I could get 3 of these screws in. Right there and there. And then on this last one, I just put in a nut, basically. a lock nut. But still, one of the key things is do not over tighten these, and always countersink them. That would be ideal. Countersink before you screw them in. Not countersink, but when you start the screw, go counterclockwise first, hear it pop, and that way you're not misthreading, because it is plastic. But I also fixed as much as I could this South American one A board, but it's still jacked up. I mean, the cases are not in good shape, and when the cases aren't in good shape, you end up having problems. Like, I'm going to put this on. And it might not work. Let's see. White screen. The key there is, if you have problems, obviously, and the battery tests good, then go ahead and remove it from the case. Like, I'm just going to leave these in the case to protect them, but this would be a good candidate for a dark soft kit or something with a new case. They unfortunately, they don't reproduce these CPS2 cases, but somebody does have a metal case out there, but it's kind of expensive. It's like 200 something bucks. So I think that's it, y'all. Fixed a whole bunch of, or tested, cleaned the card edge. If you have any problems, these were really filthy. Clean the card edge, and they seem to work okay. Take them out of the case, reseat them, and everything's good. So that's it.